Imagine you're an incel. You've just finished your 4th Genshin Impact hentai session of the day, and you go on Twitter, only to notice your favorite incelcore musician, Negative XP, is talking about something called Virginfest. You wonder. Finally, a music festival for off-putting rejects like me. I wonder what wacky and uncharacteristic shenanigans will ensue. Well, son, all of them. This is the story of Virginfest. Welcome home. Incelcore, a form of music made for and presumably by incels. Musically, incelcore artists tend to gravitate towards lo-fi punk and indie rock, but the genre is defined by lyrical content more than anything. Common themes and topics include stuff like unemployment, wage slavery, memes, criticism and satire of modern culture, and modern dating in particular, depression and anxiety, and so on. Incelcore is pretty much the latest iteration of punk rock. A bunch of disaffected youths making edgy musical statements, trying to piss off everyone else without caring too much about being mainstream or making traditionally good music. But what's a scene without some damn shows? For a while, incelcore was mostly an internet-only deal, like many other niche subgenres these days, but that was about to change. A Twitter user known as Raven Rap decided to pick up the slack by organizing a DIY event for the scene. It was gonna have all the biggest names: Negative XP, Hard Christ, Hot Leather, Eggman was gonna be there, Jezebel Gargubly, Sodaboy64, and many others. It was a gathering of the biggest incel celebrities, or should I say, incelebs. I am so sorry. Anyway, this was still supposed to be a modest punk event, scheduled to be held at the tattoo place Raven was working at, but at this point we are introduced to the antagonists of the story. Some people out there weren't so pleased to see that a bunch of incels were actually gonna go out, socialize, and touch grass for once. Unsurprisingly, many of these people associated themselves with Antifa and other similar anti-radical radical clubs. Fast forward to 9/11/2021. Yes, really. Virginfest is about to take place. Antifa are about to make their opening move. As to be expected from authoritarian buzzkills, Antifa chose to use intimidation tactics, taking the fight to Twitter. They accused the festival, the organizer, the artist and the attendees of being hateful, far-right radicals. Raven attempted to reason with Antifa, but this proved to be a futile effort. After talking shit on Twitter for a while, Antifa decided to launch a full assault.
What does this button do? Please, please, do not push the button. You have no idea what it...
Now that's a lot of damage!
Raven was doxxed, then fired from her job. Her boyfriend was also fired from his job reportedly. The tattoo place cancelled the event, so the Virgins had to improvise. They answered Antifa's challenge by holding the festival anyway at a nearby public park.
Meanwhile, at Antifa HQ.
Sir, we finally have a live feed from the dangerous far-right incel hate meetup. It seems that they are engaged in some evil shamanic hate ritual.
I see.
Take note of this, sir. It appears to be a crypto dog whistle.
We love cops! We love cops!
The incels are going to sacrifice this POC for their satanic rock music demon lord.
They appear to be enjoying themselves. This is unacceptable. We must send in the ground troops.
But sir, it's far too dangerous.
We have no choice. If this goes on any longer, these sick bastards may actually stop being basement dwellers. It must be done.
I guess there's no other way. Send in our top-notch commandos.
And so, Antifa's top men were deployed. They entered the battlefield dressed in full tactical gear. Here we can see this Spec Ops veteran using a sophisticated disruption technique known as playing rap music from a Bluetooth speaker really loudly. Some attendees attempted to reason with Antifa's ground forces.
I thought this was gonna be like a crowd, like that's what they were making it to. You're the one asking any. I'm a gay furry, and you're the. I'm here. I'm a gay furry. I'm a left-leaning gay furry, and like I mean, these people are cool. People are cool as shit. Because this is a forum for misunderstood teens to just play their music together.
However, negotiations quickly fell apart. The brave Antifa super soldiers have done all they could to stop the dangerous Chud gathering, but the enemy outnumbered them. It was a slaughter, an ugly, ugly slaughter. Antifa made a tactical retreat, and the incels have finally emerged victorious. They could, at long last, have their little festival. Around 100 people showed up, approximately. Edgy gave a performance to remember. Negative XP only played like 3 songs and left, reportedly due to wrist pain.
Maybe you could stop being such a little b****.
The cops showed up and hung out with the virgins. Seemed like a good time. Overall, Virginfest was a success story after all, proving once again you can take weird internet scenes and make cool IRL events based on them. But did anything actually hateful happen at Virginfest? Well, not really, no. Some stormcuck showed up trying to spread his brain-dead schizo talking points. A few people in the crowd yelled edgy shit, I guess. It's pretty cringe, but nothing actually violent. So, no lynchings, no plans for mass murder, no outright calls for violence. In the end, it really was just a rather innocuous social gathering for people who like weird internet music. And Antifa? Saltier than the Dead Sea to this day, still trying to justify their complete and utter hysteria and lack of cool over the whole situation. In fact, their abrasive tone policing, sheer lack of self-awareness, and ironically Puritan rhetoric is so hilarious I just had to mock it with a good old punk rock song. You know, for good measure. Prep the mosh pit in 3, 2, 1.
Go! Toxic Twitter users, not blood cross. Getting people fired, not blood cross. Simping for Stalin, not blood cross. Being a pearl clutcher, not blood cross. Having sacred cows, not blood cross. Being in their free speech, not blood cross. Supported by neo-libs, not blood cross. Elite Virginfest, not blood cross. What? Antifa is not punk rock. Antifa is not punk rock. Antifa is not punk rock. Antifa is not punk rock!
Yo, it's Eden, what's up? Hope you enjoyed this video, I certainly had a blast putting it together. I just wanted to apologize in advance in case I made any mistakes. Usually I talk about old shit on this channel, nothing anywhere near this current really, so yeah, feel free to correct me if necessary. If you had fun, please consider sharing, that would be hella nifty of you. Also, sorry for like vaporizing off YouTube for a while. I've been having a lot on my plate as of late, but I'ma do my best, so you do yours too, alright? Okay, I'ma head to bed. See you next time.